Now we want to switch over to the same kind of story, really. The demands of AIG executives from some state attorneys or state attorney generals reminds me of an extortion attempt. So why do they get away with it? Connecticut Attorney General Richard Blumenthal is with us now. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Are you going to demand that Chris Dodd returns this money?
Well, Chris Dodd is returning the money on his own. I think he probably regrets having taken it.
Right. But if he didn't, would you demand it? If he didn't? I mean,
I would ask him to do it. I think it's appropriate that he do it.
Right.
But the other question is, why did Congress approve all of these bonuses, which the entire Congress did, not just one senator?
Sure.
And why did the Federal Reserve enable it to go forward? Why isn't it taking action?
Are you going after Chris Dodd for writing that in?
I have asked that the Federal Reserve block these bonuses, which I think it has the power to do.
No, I'm asking you about Congress. I'm asking you about Chris Dodd, because he lives in the great state of Connecticut. Are you going after him?
We don't have the power to investigate, nor does any attorney general a federal official.
Well, no, but he's a resident in your state.
For the Congress.
Wait a minute, he's a resident in your state.
He is a resident of the state, but he is a federal official.
Oh.
And no attorney general has the jurisdiction.
Because it's in Washington, you can't do anything about it. Kind of like if there's an AIG contract in New York, you really don't have any place.
The AIG bonuses were paid in Connecticut.
From a contract that's honored in New York.
That they be repaid.
You know, the one thing I was going through the interviews with you, and nobody's asked this question, and I'm just dying to know, and I know you'll have the answer. What law did the AIG executives break when they took those bonuses that were mandated by a legal contract?
The AIG executives did not themselves break a contract.
So then why were you going after them?
Well, we're not going after them.
You were.
We're going after the bonuses.
Yeah, well, it's their bonuses.
We're never going after the...
No, their bonuses, sir. They are their bonuses. They earned that money. What law did they break that gave you the ability in Connecticut to go after those bonuses?
Well, let's take it one step at a time. The money they received came from us, the taxpayers.
Oh, I know how this works. I'm asking you, sir, you're the Attorney General. I'm asking you for the law that they broke that gave you the ability. Are you not the defender of the law in Connecticut?
The law that they broke is the law that requires that they serve the public interest, that bonuses,
what law is that?
Are paid.
Wait, what law is that, sir? You're the chief law enforcement officer. What law is? Say that again. I don't recognize that law. It sounds like a good policy. It sounds like a good rule of thumb, but I'm not sure I recognize that law. Could you give that to me again?
Well, you know, again, these funds belong to us, the taxpayers.
No, sir.
Why should we
look. You know what you've done? You know what you've done? You are an insult to George Washington, sir. George Washington made it very clear that we are a respecter of laws, not of men. For your own political gain, you have decided to go after these people at AIG because it is a popular thing. And while I may agree with you that it is obscene, I would like to know, sir, not what's right as a rule of thumb, not what makes us feel good. You, sir, are to protect people and to stand for the law in Connecticut. So again, I ask you, sir, what law gave you the right to go after them? What law did they break?
Well, I think you're wrong in the basic premise. We're not going after any individual. We're asking the United States...
You as the Attorney General...
Let me finish. You have to let me finish if you want to know what law I'm talking about. We're asking the United States of America... our federal government to ask that this money be returned or pursue it because they were undeserving of it. Now, I'm not enforcing a law against them. They were undeserving of it.
What right do you have to say the people that worked for $1 a year, sir?
To people without services being performed.
Let me ask you this.
The law here relates to the Wage Protection Act of the state of Connecticut, which was used unjustifiably as a reason why the bonuses would not be returned. So the law
that is so much bullcrap, and you know it.
Connecticut.
Sir,
No, it's
you
not.
know, yes, it is. That is a very good reason to say that they
I
were
beg your
wrong.
pardon, but there
Excuse
is a
me, sir,
statute
you
in
better
the
let
state
me
of
finish.
Connecticut.
If I have to let you finish, you'll let me finish too, sir. Unless you're going to come and threaten me, because I do live in your state. Are you going to investigate me? Are you going to come and break my door down? Are you going to come after me for anything that I've done because you disagree with me or because it might be popular? Or are you going to stand for the law, sir? May I finish?
I don't think you've received any bonuses from the taxpayers of the state.
If I did,
or of our nation.
if I did and it were legal, would you have the right to come and tell me to return it? Would you feel it was right to nothing to do with the law, just your bully pulpit to come out and say, I have the right, this is an outrage? Sir, you are there to protect and defend people using the law, not a bully pulpit.
Well, first of all, to repeat for another time, we are asking the federal government to pursue these bonuses because they were paid with taxpayer money to people who very simply were not required to be paid those bonuses by any Connecticut statute. That's the statute that's important here, is Connecticut law, the so-called Wage Protection Act, which protects wages, not bonuses. That's the basic legal distinction that's important here. Now, you may say that it doesn't mean anything to you.
No, sir.
Well,
that is, I agree with you. I agree with you
and that
the head of
where the law
AIG should
takes
not have used
force.
that. But that does not okay you from going in. Let me ask